folks, well today we've got 3 different burls that we're going to be taking a look at. We have this one here, which I believe is a maple burl. We've got this one here, which is, I believe, also a maple burl. And you can kind of see the really cool design of the bark right there. And then we have this one here, which is an Australian Red Burl. And you can see the price there. I did not pay $48 for this. It was actually on sale at Woodcraft, which is where I buy a lot of my exotic wood from, and I got it for $10 a pound. So it ended up being $26, which is not too bad. Today, we're gonna work with the Australian one, and it's gonna be awesome. Alright, so I'm over at my new lathe station. I've reconfigured my shop to some extent just to allow for more space. It was getting pretty cramped, and you probably can see that just because the lights are in the background here and there. But I'm going to get to turning this now, and one of the first things I'm noticing here with this piece is that the top is not completely level, so I'm going to have to level that out there and then kind of bore into it. So that will be my first item of order. But before I even get started with that, I should mention these are a great investment for you if you don't have gloves. I have done a fair amount of damage to my hands. I've only been turning for probably about a year or so, and I've gone almost to the bone on my pointer finger. My pinky finger has seen some pretty decent damage. Most people probably would have attended to that like faster than a year, but not me. I decided that I need some more torture beforehand, so I finally did get these, and they are very useful. They do have grips on the inside too, which is great for handling the chisels. So I would recommend getting a pair of these, but with that being said, let's get ready to turn the groove. Okay, so I've taken off a lot of what I wanted to get from the top here. For me, turning is somewhat of a work in progress. I don't always stick with what I decide in the beginning at the end, because the bowl kind of transforms as you're doing it, and things that you thought were going to go a certain way don't, and you have to compensate that later. So at this point, however, I feel like I've gotten it relatively flat to the point where I want to start gouging out the center and seeing what's inside of it. This is, like I had mentioned before, an extremely hard piece of wood, so I'm able to use my chisel almost as if it was a piece of sandpaper on it and just kind of lightly move it back and forth, and it creates a sanding effect on some of the grooves where I went too deep before. And so that's at the point where I'm at. I'm going to just pretty much sand it with my chisel. Then I'm going to have to come in with a relatively sharp tool, probably something along the lines of this skew here, and get after this little peg that is holding the end stock and the headstock together, and pull that off of there. And then there's going to be some sanding on that after the fact too. We'll probably use my drill along with an attachment to sand off some of that, because it's just going to be a lot of elbow grease and a little bit more than what I would prefer to use. So let's get this going and sand it. That's the deal right there. That's the deal. Alright everyone, so we have another turn that's been grooved out and ready to go. I didn't really know how this was going to turn out actually. Who would have thought that from something like this, which somewhat resembles the face of Hellraiser, could turn out to something like this, which is beautiful. I'm pretty happy with this. I've never actually turned a burl that was Australian redwood like this, and it's really quite gorgeous. And really looking forward to doing something like this again in the future. Speaking of which, if anyone out there is interested in a piece of work like this, let me know. Send me a note or a comment and we can get in touch. This is definitely something that I love doing, and I love to make other people happy with it. So let me know if you do have any interest and we can go over it. I do all of this work for people and really enjoy them having a piece of art like this in their home. Definitely happy with this and look forward to the next one.